Okay, a student question number 1 is given only the nucleon number of an atom. So what can we deduce? Nucleon number means proton, sum of proton and neutron. It's also called mass number. So A is the answer, number of neutron plus proton. Okay, number 2. In question number 2, you should know about acid-base chemistry and about the test for gases. You should know carbon dioxide is acidic, and you should know ammonia is basic, and you know base turns blue, red litmus blue, and acid forms blue to red. So in experiment 1, carbonate and acid. There's a rule: carbonate and acid forms carbon dioxide gas. In experiment 2, ammonium carbonate and alkali. There is a rule that any ammonium salt reacts with any alkali, and if you warm it, it will get ammonia gas. So in experiment 2, you get ammonia gas on warming. So experiment 2, ammonia is an alkaline gas. Ammonia turns red to blue, damp red litmus to blue. So experiment 2, blue will be the litmus paper will be the blue. Blue, it means D wrong and B wrong, because red is not possible. Red will turn to blue. Experiment, carbon dioxide forms, and carbon dioxide reacts with water because of the litmus paper and form carbonic acid, which is acidic. Acid turns blue, litmus red. So in experiment 1, the litmus paper will have the color red. So C will be the answer. Experiment 1, red because carbon dioxide is acidic, and experiment 2, blue because ammonia gas is given out, which is basic. Okay. It's about chromatography. Okay. Chromatography plus test for ions. So to make the spot containing iron, you know RF value is the distance covered by the spot to the distance covered by the solvent. So the RF value should be this. And the color of the precipitate means iron 3 hydroxide forms and you added sodium hydroxide. This is test for ions. So you know in iron 3, if you add NaOH, then you will get iron 3 hydroxide. Is red brown precipitate insoluble in excess. Okay. So A is the answer. Okay. In experiment old. This is a, I think, old question repeated 2-3 times. They have asked this question. Okay. Most of the students don't get this answer because you have not studied this. This is lead. 100% lead. This is 100% tin. No lead. So, and in between here to here, you are adding mixture of you are adding tin impurity in the lead, so the melting point decreases, 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 decreases. When the amount of tin in the mixture exceeded this amount, like suppose this is 60, after that then melting point increases, and then when the tin was 100%, there was no lead, then the melting point was this. It means this is the melting point of tin and this is the melting point of lead. The question is, any mixture of lead and tin must have melting point. So if you see the mixture, suppose here to here, less than 100, the whole mixture will have melting point. Which one is correct? Let's see one by one. Above the tin, it is wrong. Why? Because this mixture has below the melting point of tin. This melting point is below the melting point of tin. So A is wrong. Okay, so B below the lead, this is lead. And if you see, this is higher than any mixture melting point, higher than any mixture. Okay, so B is the answer. Got it? Number 5. Some students have statement about bonding in a molecule of ammonia, and bonding in ammonia is covalent. Ammonia is like this. A nitrogen atom has three. Uh, okay, sorry, the internet glitching. So some students wrote the statement about bonding in ammonia. This is ammonia. So a nitrogen atom has three outer electrons. So all outer electrons are involved in bonding. So a nitrogen atom, is in group 5. So it has one statement is wrong. It has 5 electrons in the outermost shell. A nitrogen atom has 5 electrons. So two outer electrons are not involved in bonding. Yes, this is true. This is not involved in bonding. A nitrogen atom shares electrons with each of three hydrogen atoms. Yes, 2 and 3 are correct. So C is the answer. Okay, this is about the ionic lattice of sodium chloride. So I think it's very simple. So the diagonally, you should have the same ions. The diagonally, you should have the same ions. C is wrong because all 4 are sodium. D is wrong because diagonally they should be same. B is also wrong because they are here. A is the correct answer. You see, this same, this is same, this is same, and this is same. And if it is sodium here, then a negative will be here. 6A. 7 is also about boiled about bonding. So, um, which could be graphite. Graphite conducts electricity, yes, and has very high melting point. So good, good. C, D wrong. Yes, conducts. B is the answer because it has very high melting point. Graphite and diamond both. Number 8 is about uh, sodium chloride. Again about bond, which is about chlorine atoms and chloride ion. Chlorine chloride. 17 proton, 17 proton. 18 electron, 18 electron usually. Um, so they have the same number of proton. Yes. When you get positive and negative charges, you don't have protons different. You have always protons same if element is same. Okay. 9. Four gases are listed. 1 mole dm cube of each gas is allowed to diffuse. What is the order of rate of diffusion? You must know the MR. 16, 17, 44, 28. Okay. So the heaviest will carbon dioxide will be the slowest. Okay. Okay. So slowest will be carbon dioxide. Is slowest because it has the highest MR. So C is the answer because it is the slowest. And 1 will be the fastest because the least MR. C is the answer. 10 is also about ionic compound. This question, this paper, they have so many about. Sorry. Question 10 is also about bonding. So the question is solid metal. Metal have positive ions and sea of electrons. Okay. So positive ions and sea of electrons randomly arranged together. So B is the answer. Okay. Layers of positive ion. It's not like that. Okay, negative, one positive. Why it is wrong? One negative, one positive, one negative, one positive. Wrong. Okay. They are randomly arranged. Okay. So C, B is the answer. 11. A compound only of the a compound containing only the elements carbon and hydrogen 80% by mass of carbon. Okay, 80% by mass of carbon. So you may know that this percent by mass of carbon. So suppose one way is that you find there are different ways, 80 carbon, hydrogen, and you find the empirical formula 80 divided by 12, 20 divided by 1. This is 20. This is one way. 6 point something like 1 minute. Just let me see the calculator. So this is how you find the empirical formula. 80% divided by 12, 6.67, 20% divided by 1, 20 hydrogen atomic mass is 1. 6.67 is the least, so divide both values by 6.67. So the empirical formula you get is CH3. Ionic compound is the formula XY where X is a non-metal. Okay. Which statement about XY is correct? An atom of X has lost 2 electrons, has lost 1 electron to form. An atom of X has lost at least 1 electron to form a positive ion. So, okay, Y is non-metal means X is metal. Okay, so metal, non-metal, share wrong. B is wrong. Okay, element X is a non-metal wrong because ionic bond is between metal and non-metal. This is ionic bond. XY will not conduct electricity when liquid. This is wrong because molten state ionic compounds conduct electricity. So A is the answer. X has at least lost 1 electron. Most of the students they don't read at least and they say it's wrong. How it is possible? That is possible. X may be group 1 or group 2. So if X is group 1 may be Na, so Na plus and Y is Cl minus. X may be magnesium plus 2, Y may be group 7 oxygen minus 2. Okay. Number 13. An experiment 1 cm cube of a gaseous hydrocarbon, uh, 1 centimeter cube of gaseous hydrocarbon requires 4 cm cube of oxygen for complete combustion to give 3 cm cube of carbon dioxide. One thing you have to know for this question, most of the students feel this question is very difficult. Keep in mind, like when you write the equation here, there is no place for writing here. Suppose um, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water. So you balance it, right? And after that, you balance oxygen in the last. Hydrogen is 2, 2 to the 4 and 1, 5. 5 is odd number, we divide by 2, 5 by 2. I mean, or we can write 2.5. Okay, so 1 mole, 2.5 mole, 2 mole, and 1 mole. We can also write as cm cube, 1 cm cube, 2.5 cm cube, 2 cm cube for gases only, 1 cm cube. Keep in mind, we can write mole ratio as volume ratio also. So for 1 cm cube, it requires 2.5 cm cube, it means A is wrong. Okay, now I am writing for the third one. And you can, if you are good at maths, you know how many volume of carbon dioxide, 3 for one volume. It means there must be 3 carbons. So you can easily say what A and B are wrong. Let's see 3. How A and B are wrong, I'm explaining you again. If there is 3 carbon, so there must be 3 carbon dioxide here. If there is a 3 carbon, there must be 3 cm cube. So if 1 cm cube is this, then 3 cm cube of carbon dioxide is formed. It means there must be 3 carbon here. For oxygen now, so 3 is here also, but for that we have to see the oxygen. 3 to the 6 and 2, 8. And we write here 4. So 4 cm cube oxygen is required. Okay, so C is the answer. Aqueous copper to sulfate is electrolyte was electrolyzed using copper. Is very important, very frequently asked question. Positive electrode as carbon and negative carbon as electrode. Use copper as the positive electrode and carbon as the negative electrode. Okay. So anode dissolves. If you use positive electrode, anode. So anode dissolves. Anode dissolve. Positive electrode means anode. Dissolve here and electrode dissolve. A and any one answer. What are the ions? Copper ions, sulfate ions, OH ions, H plus ion. H plus does not discharge in the presence of copper because copper is below hydrogen, so copper is preferred, preferentially discharged. Negative electrode, copper deposited. So B is wrong. A is the answer. Copper plus 2 will go to the cathode. Okay. Molten salts of 4 metals are electrolyzed. The ions of which metal require the smallest number of electrons for 1 mole of atoms? It's very easy. It's sodium has plus 1, it requires 1 mole of electron. Iron maybe plus 2 or plus 3. Plus 3 means 3 mole of electron. Calcium needs 2 mole of electron. Aluminum plus 3 will need 3 mole of electron. So sodium is the answer. Which two products form during photosynthesis? So photosynthesis equation is very simple. Glucose and oxygen, because C6H12O6 plus 6O2 are formed when 6 carbon dioxide and 6 water are reacting together. Okay, glucose and oxygen. 17. How the concentration, sorry, A student investigates how the concentration um, changes of a reagent affects the rate of a chemical reaction. Which piece of a pattern is essential for all rate investigation? It is rate means time. How will you calculate time? Stopwatch. Number 18. Gold is used as catalyst in some reaction. In this reaction, gold helps reduce the energy cost mm, of the reaction. Yes, because it saves catalysts. All the catalysts reduce the energy cost usually because they usually save fuel cost. Okay, energy yield. No, catalyst does not change the yield. Is unchanged at the reaction? Yes. Speeds the reaction? Yes. One, two, three. Three are correct. Three things are correct. Catalyst does not change the yield. Yield means amount of product. All chlorides are soluble for this question except lead chloride, silver chloride. They are insoluble. If they are insoluble, they can be prepared by precipitation. Insoluble are prepared by precipitation. And soluble salt are prepared by crystallization. Which one is magnesium chloride, which is soluble? Precipitation wrong. Okay. And magnesium color, so it may be either B or D. Magnesium is group 2 element which is not colored. So D is the answer. And soluble. Okay. Because magnesium is in group 2, not colored. A lump of element X can be cut by with element X can be cut by a knife. Okay. So most probably is during a session it floats and melts. Group 1 metal. Group 1 is D, potassium. Group 1 metal floats and melt during reaction with water. 21. Okay. Ammonia, you have this about acid base. Ammonia is basic, acidic, hydrochloric acid, neutral. NaOH is strongly basic, strongly basic. Weak base. Ammonia is the new weak base and NaOH is strongly basic. So pH. Ammonia, NaCl is 7. This is wrong. This is wrong. It means A and B are wrong because NaCl must be 7. So 7 here also, 7 here also. NaOH must be base. So C is the answer because base is above 7. Ammonia is also base, but it is weak base, so it's 11. HCl is strong base around 1. Strong acid is around 1. So C for cat is answer. It's 22. It's about extraction of aluminum. Quite easy. Okay, so which statement is correct? Because I'm in little hurry. So, what the answer is electrolyte, aluminum oxide and cryolite. Solid mixture is wrong. It is a mixture, but not solid. Here wrong. Not dissolved in water. This is the reaction, but not at positive electrode. It is at negative electrode. So D is the answer. The positive carbon electrode lose mass during the process and need, yes, because the oxygen liberated at anode reacts with the carbon anode, form carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. So we need to replace electrode. A student has 5 reagents. How many soluble salts can be prepared? Okay. Uh, Dilute hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, 23. We have to know the solubility of salts also, preparation of salt also. Okay, carbonate and acid react together to form salt. Okay, these two carbonates can react with these three acids to form salt. Calcium carbonate plus HCl, calcium chloride, one salt, plus carbon dioxide, water, we are not saying. Same calcium carbonate reacts with nitric acid, form calcium nitrate. Salt number two, salt number one, salt number two. Calcium carbonate reacts with sulfuric acid, form calcium sulfate, which is not soluble. Copper carbonate. Copper carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid, copper chloride 3. Copper carbonate reacts with sulfuric acid, copper sulfate 4. Copper carbonate reacts with nitric acid, copper nitrate 5. Total 5 salts are there. Okay, take the screenshot. Number 24. Which statement is not not a redox reaction? I told you so many times that redox reaction not, it will not circulate. Okay, so this is a redox reaction because carbon 0 to carbon plus 2. This is a redox reaction. Redox reaction, the oxidation number changes. Okay, so A is the answer because calcium is plus 2 and calcium is plus 2. So no change in the oxidation state. Obviously, no change in oxygen also. So obviously, there will be no change in carbon also. This is iron 3 oxide. This is iron 0. So this is also wrong. Okay, A is the answer. Here also calcium plus 2. Oxygen is minus 2. Okay, so A is the answer. Some properties which make the element different from each other are listed. Uh, mm, are listed. Question is which two properties increase across the period? Left to right. Which two property increase? Metallic character wrong. Left to right. This is metal. This is non-metal. So non-metallic characteristic increases left to right. One is wrong. Number of electron shells in an atom. Number of electron shells wrong because in a period all the elements have same electron shell. 3 correct. Number of protons. Total number of electrons in an atom increases left to right. So uh, 3 and 4. 26. Aqueous copper to sulfate solution is placed in ion container left to stand for several. I mean, this is displacement reaction. Iron plus copper sulfate. Iron will displace copper and copper. So this will be the answer. The part of the container in contact with the solution is coated with the copper because copper is being produced. A is wrong. Some fine particles are formed in the solution. Some fine iron particles are formed in the solution. No, product में there is no iron. B is wrong. No. Blue means copper sulfate. The solution turns from green to blue is wrong. This solution is already blue. 27. Reaction will occur at room temperature. All the acid-base reaction, room temperature, and is all about halogen substitution. The more reactive can substitute. So B is the answer. Bromine is more reactive than iodine, can displace or substitute iodine from its aqueous solution. Okay. 28 is about sacrificial protection. That when you a more reactive metal, more reactive. When you just attach with the less reactive metal, so the more reactive will lose its electron and oxidize. More reactive oxidizes and prevents the less reactive from being oxidized. So, which reaction protects the iron from the corrosion? Magnesium will react first, will lose electron. So, D is the answer. Magnesium will lose electron. Lose electron. More reactive loses electron and prevents the less reactive. This is called, where did we study this? In sacrificial protection. Which compound is used as fertilizer? 29, we can save over time. Ammonium sulfate, yes. Ammonium carbonate, ammonium chloride, fertilizer. Ammonium salts are fertilizer. Okay. So number 30, in the Haber process, hydrogen, this is the Haber process. Which of the two reagents is obtained by fractional distillation? Nitrogen is obtained by fractional distillation of liquid air. Catalyst uses iron. So nitrogen sees the answer and iron. 11 is about periodic table. Element Z from group 2 metal of the periodic table with reacts with chlorine, an element of group 7. What is the group 2 means Z plus 2. Chloride is -1, so the formula is ZCl2. A is the answer. 32 is about water purification. Chlorine is used in water uh, for this to kill bacteria. 32 mm, method of water chlorination, remove taste wrong because it used to kill in bacteria. Desalination, remove solid wrong. Desalination means remove salt. Filtration, remove salt. No, remove solid. Use of carbon, remove odor. Yes. 33. Pollutants and possible effects. I think very simple question, straightforward. CFC cause depletion of ozone layer. Not correct. This is correct. So it's carbon dioxide is not photochemical smoke. Carbon dioxide is global. Carbon dioxide is the greenhouse gas causes global warming. So B is the answer. Carbon monoxide is poisonous. Is true, but it's written not. Nitrogen dioxide from acetylene is true. So B is the answer. So how many mole of ethanoic acid react with 1 mole of magnesium? Very simple, straightforward question. If you just write the equation, B how, if I write magnesium plus ethanoic acid, magnesium ethanoate plus hydrogen. So 2 is the answer if you balance it. Which substance will ethene react to form more than one product? So oxygen, because ethene reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. So more than one product form. Okay. Ethene does not react with argon. Ethene reacts with hydrogen to form ethane, one product. Ethene reacts with steam to form ethanol, one product only. So D wrong, B wrong, A wrong. C is the answer. 36. So there are two students who wrote statement hydrocarbon X is an isomer of Y. C. How many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of hydrogen is different. This is C4H10, C4H8. So they are not isomer. Okay. Not hydrocarbon X is unsaturated. Wrong. It is saturated. Single bond. Both are wrong. Neither one or nor two. None of them are correct. 37. What is the name of this ester? We name this first as alkyl, propyl, and then this as alkanoate. One, two, three, four. Butanoate, propyl butanoate is C. Okay. Then 38. 38 is, read the question, unsaturated hydrocarbon. Con- with six carbon atoms contains only three carbon-carbon double bond. This hydrocarbon is reacted with excess hydrogen at room temperature. Unsaturated hydrocarbon with six carbon atom contains only three carbon-carbon double bond. This hydrocarbon reacts with excess hydrogen at high temperature. What is the formula of resulting hydrocarbon? Resulting hydrocarbon means all the double bond will be saturated. Okay, so in saturated in alkane C6H how much? 14. If it is excess of hydrogen, if you react with unsaturated, so all the double bond will be converted to saturated one. So 38 C is the answer because alkane hexane will form. Hexane is C6H14. 39. Compound has C4H8. Which statement about compound? Uh, C4H10. Addition, no, because it is alkane. Alkane does not react with addition reaction. Does not under condition. It has lower boiling point than methane, wrong. Down the group, boiling point increases. It has same general formula as methane, yes. Both are alkane and both are CnH2 plus 2. Last, hydrolysis of are a macromolecular mixture of amino acid. It means it is protein. Protein on hydrolysis give amino acid. Remember this. And this sucrose in your syllabus is there. This fat on hydrolysis gives fat gives back to mm, fatty acid plus glycerol. If it is acidic hydrolysis, it's wrong. Okay, so sucrose gives, in your syllabus we call it simple sugar. So protein is the answer. Okay, and if you go back here, like not this one, amino acid to protein, it's called condensation. Protein to amino acid hydrolysis. That's all for